Hey gamers, it is finally time to start these end of year discussion videos where I talk about 2024, looking back on it, best games of 2024, and also 2025, my wish list, and then what this video is about, games that I am excited for next year. So this year is going to work a little bit different, especially this video. Last year I did top 10 games that I was excited for the next year. This time we're just going to be looking at an article from Game Rant. They have all the game releases that we know of so far in a list, month by month. And I'm just going to be pointing out some of the ones that are the most interesting to me. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. Again, more casual than the last year's version of this video. So hopefully you don't mind too much, but let's begin, shall we? So starting things off, we got January, of course, of 2025. The game that probably pops out the most is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and not like I'm gonna get this game. In fact, the same thing last year where just because there was games I was looking forward to did not mean I was gonna get them. Most likely because of the fact that I didn't have money, but it still interests me a bit. So Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, I have that game on the Wii. I enjoy from what I played. I played it for like a couple hours, I believe. And this HD one includes the 3DS levels. Although Andre from Game Explain has been making videos talking about how the game, it has some missing effects from like the Wii and even the 3DS version, which is weird. But overall, most people are not going to notice. It sucks that it's like $60, but I mean, it's a great game, great series, and includes the 3DS levels, which it does more content. So I am interested. Probably not going to get it, but it's interesting. So next up is Dynasty Warriors Origins, which looks kind of interesting just because of the fact that it's a Warriors game, and I like Warriors games. I know people are kind of, they don't like them because they are button massy or whatever, but I like them, especially the ones with like, Zelda stuff, and Fire Emblem I'm also interested in checking those out. But, the actual Dynasty Warriors game looks interesting, and it is on PS5 and like the higher advanced consoles, so it looks more technically impressive than the Switch one. So yeah, interested. Probably not gonna get it, but still. Okay, I think that's it for January of games that interest me. Next up is February. So we got Rift of the Necro Dancer, which I believe hasn't come out yet. It says it's listed only for PC, which I feel like that game should come out on other consoles. If maybe it is already on other consoles, I don't know. I don't think so. But this is made by the same people as Crypt of the Necro Dancer and also Cadence of Hyrule or whatever. So this game interests me. I saw gameplay of it. I like rhythm games. I like the Crypt of the Necro Dancer style. The developers. I really like Cadence of Hyrule. So I hope this game comes out to Switch. Next up we got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I bought the first game and I played it for like 3 hours. I enjoyed it. The first game was like $4 on Xbox, and so that's crazy. So I'm not gonna get this game for like a long time, unless it goes on a deep sale eventually, maybe sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's cool. It looks more of the same, of the first game from what I played, but maybe I'm wrong and it has more things. Either way, it does interest me at least a little bit. Next up, we got Date Everything, which I believe this was pushed back from. I think this was supposed to come out this year, but it was pushed back. Date Everything just looks like a stupid fun game where you can literally date anything. You could date a toaster and it becomes like a humanoid object or whatever. It's like a silly idea, but I love it. So yeah, I can't wait for it to come out. It's just a fun idea for a game. Next up, we got Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6. I think that's what it is. Remastered, which is coming out on Valentine's Day for all the consoles, PC. So yeah, I am interested in especially the first Tomb Raider like trilogy. Like getting those games. I would rather get those first and then get these other games later on. But yeah. That's another interesting game I'm looking forward to. Next up, we got Lost Records, Bloom at Raids, Tape 1. I don't know why it's called Tape 1. Is it like Episode 1, or is it because it's the first one? Anyway, Lost Records is the new game by Don Tondo, which is the original developers of Life is Strange. And Life is Strange has been going through crazy stuff recently because Double Exposure came out, and lots of people don't like that game. I would like to check out Double Exposure to make my own opinion. You know, I don't want to just follow other people's things and say, oh yeah, this game sucks, it's this and that, disrespectful. Like, I've seen some stuff of it, and it does look a little bit weird, like, compared to the other Life is Strange games, because they did stuff with, like, Max and Chloe. But, you know, I want to make my own opinions. But anyway, Lost Records, you know, is made by the original developers of Life is Strange, which those games were amazing, you know. Most Life is Strange fans agreed that the ones made by Don Tondo are pretty good games, all things considered. The ones made by Deck 9 are a little bit more mixed. So overall, this game does look amazing. So I am interested in it. Probably not going to get it, at least for a while, but you know. Next up, we got Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, and Hawaii. These Like a Dragon games come out like every single year. I don't know how they do it. I know they reuse assets, but still, I mean, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom reused assets from Breath of the Wild, and that took like 7 years or whatever. So how are they still doing this? I don't know. But, you know, I am interested in the Like a Dragon Yakuza games in general. I played a bit of Yakuza 0. I want to finish it and then go through the rest of the games in chronological order, you know, because there's so many games. I would rather just play them in order instead of like, oh, the newest one, you know. Next up, we got Monster Hunter Wilds, which looks interesting. I just bought Monster Hunter World recently. It was like $15, like around $15. For like the Monster Hunter World, like the main game, and also the expansion Iceborne or whatever it's called. So I want to check out that game, and then of course I played a lot of Monster Hunter Rise, a bit of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. So I'm a bit familiar with Monster Hunter, but I do want to get more into it, you know. And Wilds does look cool. So next up, we got games in March 2025. So starting things off, we got Split Fiction, which is coming. I probably said like when they're coming out. The Split Fiction comes out March 6th. Going back, Yakuza, February 21st. Wilds, 28th. The Tomb Raider, the 14th. I already said that. Let's see. Date Everything is also the 14th. Rift, the Necrodancer is the 5th. Kingdom Come Deliverance is the 4th, and then let's see. The Dynasty Warriors Orange is January 17th. Donkey Kong is January 16th. I apologize for not saying the names earlier. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're all caught up now. I apologize. But anyway, Split Fiction. This game looks really cool. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really care about the other games made by the developer of Split Fiction. You know, It Takes Two. And I forgot what the other game was called, but It Takes Two did not really interest me, you know. Split Fiction looks far more interesting to me, although it still has the thing where you need to play with another person, which I'm a lonely guy, so I can't really play it, even if I had money. But, you know, this game, the overall concept looks way better than It Takes Two, personally, for me. And it looks like a fun time. I mean, mixing fantasy with, like, sci-fi, two people that have different interests and then they mash together. That's, like, really cool. So, yeah, I am looking forward to this game. Probably not going to play it, just because, again, don't have money, you know, so I need an extra person to play with, and I don't have that. So, yeah. Anyway, next up we got Shukian 1 and 2 HD Remaster coming out on March 6th. This game has been said to come out for like a while now, and it finally has a release date. It looks interesting. I've played games that were inspired by the Shukian series. Like, oh God, I forgot what it was called, but it's like a game on Game Pass. It's like inspired by these games, so I am interested in it. Next up we got Lost Records Tape 2, which I guess it is like episodes. It is episodes, so that comes out March 18th. And then the biggest one for me, my game of the year 2025, because even though it's a remaster slash port. Xenoblade X Definitive Edition. That's the footage you're seeing in the background of this video. And yeah, it comes out March 20th. I don't remember if I said that already, but I'm excited for this game. It's just a nice thing to see Xenoblade X get another chance, and they look like they're doing much more to improve it. Hopefully they add even more stuff, like, make the text more readable, rebalance the audio, and I want to see more of this game. But overall, I'm excited to finally play this game on Switch. We know it's getting new content, but I want to see more of that new content. So was a new trailer for the Lao extra story thing. But yeah, I'm really excited for Xenoblade X on Switch. I'm so happy. Yeah, I just can't wait. So let's see. Next up, well, okay, that's it for March of games I'm interested in. If I miss your game, I apologize. Next up, games in April 2025. Nothing really interests me. I mean, we got some, and this list, it includes like PC ports or ports to other consoles, so like this has Last of Us Part 2 coming to PC on April 3rd. I believe Spider-Man was also coming out in like January for PC, Spider-Man 2, but I don't have a PC and I don't really care about that. Let's see, May, nothing interesting. June, nothing interesting. October, Double Dragon Revive is kind of interesting. I believe it's a beat 'em up game, right? I like beat 'em up games, so it's kind of interesting. And I think that's it for the known games. Now, of course, we got to be announced 2025 releases, which they might slip into 2026. We don't know, but at least right now they're planned for 2025. So starting things off here, we got Borderlands 4 is kind of interesting. I want to play, obviously, the first Borderlands games. They have been on sale recently, and I do want to buy the Borderlands games to prepare myself, because why the heck not, it does look kind of interesting. Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which is weird. Why is this 2025? I thought it already came out. There's so many Capcom Fighting Collections, I get confused. Like, didn't that already come out? Carmen Sandiego, which that's crazy to see that series brought back. That was like an old TV show. I did not know anything about Carmen Sandiego besides how Superwoman, was that her name? The YouTuber Lily, I think that's her real name. Anyway, she used the Where in the World Is, but like which is a thing for Carmen Sandiego, but she put her own spin on it. So that's where I kind of knew the saying from. But that looks interesting. The game, Cat League, which has its own weird controversy. That game where it's like people think it's AI generated or something. It's like a cat game that was revealed at the Game Awards, and people are suspicious of it. This is not a game, but this is DLC, which I just found out about. Chained Echoes, Ashes of Orant, which, again, I just found out this was a thing. Apparently this was announced a week ago. I skimmed through this article before I started making this video, and I saw that, and I'm like, wait, what? There's DLC for this game? Because I played like an hour of Chain Echoes when it was on Game Pass. It got removed, sadly. But I really liked what I played of Chain Echoes. I want to play more of it. And I, by extension, I would like to play the DLC, but I would need to play the first game, the main game first, Let's see. Coffee Talk Tokyo, with, I'm sort of interested in the Coffee Talk games a little bit, but I would need to play. This is my opinion. I feel like I would need to play the previous games before the new game, just because, one, if they're connected in terms of a story thing, I get the full context, and two, even if they're not connected in a story thing, they are connected in a gameplay sense where, you can see the evolution of like gameplay mechanics or whatever in the next game, so that's why I feel that I would need to do that. Let's see, we got Dave the Diver DLC, which I have Dave the Diver on PS Plus, might check it out eventually. Death Stranding 2, On the Beats, which is a stupid subtitle. I know it makes sense, but yeah, Death Stranding 2. I played quite a bit of Death Stranding 1, like 6-7 hours. I really enjoyed that game, and Death Stranding 2 looks more insane and and crazy than the last one, which Death Stranding one is already pretty crazy. So I'm interested in the game, but I would need to finish the first game first. Deltarune chapters 3 and 4, is this ever coming out? I don't know, but that's apparently supposed to come out 2025. Let's see. Doom the Dark Ages. I played a little bit of Doom 2016, and I liked it, although I did have some issues with it just because I'm not really the biggest fan of like first person games, especially first person shooters. But I enjoyed it for the most part, So yeah, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. Which I feel, I know Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D or whatever came out this year, and that's technically the first one chronologically in the story, but I still feel like I would rather play the first game in HD first, and then the second game, and then the third game, just because gameplay mechanics, even though it's chronologically first. But yeah, let's see. Elden Ring and Night Train, which does look interesting. I always want to try Elden Ring, I think it'll be fun to try that game. And this is like a standalone game that's like multiplayer, which again, I don't have friends, but you can also play it by yourself, it's just another game in that universe, and I think that's cool. Let's see. Ghost of Yote, that's pretty exciting. I can't wait for that game. I really enjoy what I played of Ghost of Tsushima. I want to say close to 10 hours on that game. I've been playing it a bit more recently, and yeah, I really like that game. So Ghost of Yote, I can't wait. Let's see. The next game we have is, of course, the GTA 6. I'm not like a biggest fan of GTA. In fact, I kind of hate the fact that people are like, oh, we got this thing before GTA 6. Like, I hate seeing the memes about GTA 6, to be honest, but to be fair, GTA is a big series, and I played like 1 hour of GTA 5. I mostly watched my brother play GTA 5 on specifically some streams, and it looks kind of fun. I played a bit of it and I liked it for the most part, but I'm not really like that hype, but I am interested to see where they take GTA 6. I like just following games in general, for even if I don't play them, I like to see like, oh, okay, this game looks cool and it evolves the series because of this and that. Let's see. But next up we got Little Nightmares 3, which again a little bit interested, but I need to play the first games first. We got Marvel 1943, which I don't even know what that is really. Obviously it's a Marvel game. But I don't know quite what it is, but it does interest me because I do like Marvel stuff. And then Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for this game. Probably not gonna buy it immediately, but it looks cool. I feel like this is gonna be a Switch 2 launch title, but you never know, I guess. Next up we got Moonlighter 2, which for some reason is not coming out on Switch. Kind of weird, but Moonlighter, I really enjoyed the first game. I fully completed Moonlighter. I really liked it, and this like seeing this sequel announced was pretty cool. I wish it was coming out on Switch, but I do have the other consoles, so not that big of a deal. And they might be waiting for like a Switch 2 announcement to announce a Switch 2 version. So yeah, but I'm excited. Ninja Gaiden Raids Bound, which looks cool. It's like a revival of Ninja Gaiden from the NES days, which is neat. We got Pokemon Legends Z2A, which is pretty cool. I'm excited for this game. I want to see more of it. I really like Pokemon Legends, the first game. So, I just want to see more of it, and I think it's going to be really good, especially because they took a year off. Pokemon usually doesn't take a year off. This time they did for 2024, so hopefully this game turns out pretty good. Oh my god. Next up, Professor Layton and the New World of Steam, coming out on Switch. Why is it not coming out on Steam? Hahaha. Anyway, it's announced for Switch, but I feel like it might be a Switch 2 game as well. But again, you never know. But I am interested in it just because I am interested in Professor Layton, but I would like to play the other games first, but they're not available on modern consoles, so rip. Next we got Sea of Stars, Thrones of the Watchmaker, which I believe is actually a free DLC coming out at some point in 2025, which is crazy. I played a bit of Sea of Stars when it was on PS Plus. It's now not on PS Plus now, but for some reason it's still on Game Pass, which is weird. I kind of wish I started it on Game Pass, you know, because I would have still had the progress carried over. But I'm sure we'll leave Game Pass eventually before even this DLC comes out, which sucks. But it's cool that this game is getting more content. I would like to pick it up again soon, eventually. So yeah. Skate, which is going to early access, which is like a reboot of Skate series, from EA, which I played a bit of Skate 3, which I enjoyed, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, Outer Worlds 2, kind of interested, but again, I would need to play the first Outer Worlds. Luckily, I have Game Pass, and that's on there. Pretty sure it is a Microsoft game, first-party game, so, yeah. And honestly, I think that's about it. I mean, I could mention other games to, kind of tickle my interest a teeny tiny bit, like The Legend of Heroes, Trails of the Sky, the first, that kind of tickles my interest a little bit, like a teeny tiny bit. Slay the Spire 2, but I would need to play the first game. There's other games, but honestly, I think I mentioned all the games I'm really excited for, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it, Hell is Us. I think I remember that game. I think it looked kind of interesting from what I saw of it. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. That's actually a mobile game? What the heck? I thought it was like a console game. Was that the one that was announced? I know there was a Game of Thrones thing announced on Game Awards, but I did not know that was a mobile game. Well, I was interested in that game, and now I lost all interest because it's a mobile game. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this very casual video of me going over games that I'm looking forward to the most in 2025. Oh, actually, before I forget, this list is not included because it is not a thing that we know is coming out in 2025, but I gotta put it out there. Hollow Knight Silksong, maybe it will come out this year. Hopefully it comes out this year. That would be really cool. I played a bit of Hollow Knight, the first game, and I would like to see the sequel, especially for the fans that have been going crazy. I know one of my mods is hoping Silksong comes out very soon, so maybe 2025 will be the year. Probably not, but you never know, I really wonder what's going on in that game. What's taking so long? I want to make a whole video talking about where the heck is it. But anyway, obviously the game I'm looking forward to the most out of the ones we talked about is Xenoblade X, because of the fact that it's getting another chance on Switch. I think it's going to do really well on Switch because the other Xenoblade games did really well. I can't wait to see the improvements they add, the new content. I'm definitely going to get that game day one, no matter what. Somehow I will find a way, maybe I'll donate blood or something, or I make a deal with my mom, or so I'll find a way to get that game day one. I promise you that. I can't wait for that game. But there's other games that are interesting, and maybe I'll check them out eventually, or I'll at least see reviews and see what people think, But anyway, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoy watching the video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, play some Xenoblade, and I'll catch you all next time for more. Peace. Bye, everyone.